How many of us say, what do you mean you're not delaying? I've been praying this way for 2 years now, and you don't hear my prayer. I've been struggling for all these months with this illness, and I keep asking for help, keep asking maybe for a miracle, and doesn't happen. What kind of a God are you anyway? Because I don't want you just to say, Lord, I hear your prayers, but I will act on them. Prayers. You are an answer to someone's prayer. Someone who is hungry. Someone who is homeless. And you are the answer to their prayer with the food that is provided with your leadership. You are the answer to a prayer. The prayer of a lonely woman, 94 years old, who can't even talk. Family doesn't come to visit, but you're there just to hold her hand. No conversation, but just they're there for maybe 45 minutes because she always said she did not want to die alone. You are the answer to someone's prayer. It might be a teenager who's addicted to drugs, doesn't know if he or she wants to end their life. But because you contributed to Catholic Charities, and they have counseling services for young people, a prayer is being answered to help that young teenager. You are the answer to someone's prayer. Maybe because this individual just can't get life together and just goes off in all different directions, ruining the marriage, not being the parent that he or she should be. But you are the answer to the prayer because you are there to say, come on, guy, let's sit down and talk. I've gone through trouble in my marriage, with my children, but I think I have some advice to give you. And if not, I'm here to listen. I'm here so you can pour it out and just let go of it. You are the answer to someone's prayer. The answer to a mother whose 2-year-old is dying of cancer. But because you contribute to Roswell, to St. Jude's Hospital, a prayer is being answered. And God says, Roy, you're not off the hook, No, Roy, no, you are the answer to someone's prayer. Maybe it's someone who's going through a struggle with their faith. They just don't want to believe anymore. They don't see any reason. Is there really a God? Oh, that's just old-fashioned crap. But Roy, you are to be the answer to their prayer because they want clarification. They want peace. They want to be settled within themselves. And guess what, Roy? You are the answer to a young man's prayer, a young man who's trying to discern whether he should be a priest or not, especially in this day and age with all the scandals with the priests being pedophiles. And so, Roy, it's up to you to be an answer to his prayers. Lead him, guide him, help him, show him in your own life. What I'm getting at is obvious. Each and every one of you here, myself, and you at home are the reason that prayers are answered. God uses each and every one of us as the answer to that prayer. But I hate to say it this way. There are too many people who don't want to allow God to use them as an instrument of love, forgiveness, peace, justice. I have my own life to live. I have my own problems. I don't have time for, volunteering at the food pantry. I don't have time to be able to join that fundraiser to help that program. Too many people say no to God when God wants to use them as the fulfillment of the prayer that he has heard. Why do we allow that to happen? There isn't one individual here today, including myself, and of course everybody at home, who can say, oh, God can't use me. God can use everyone. You may feel that you are limited in some respects, but not all respects. And so all we have to do is say, yes, Lord. Remember, for centuries, the Jewish people waited for a Messiah. They waited and waited hundreds and hundreds of years. And then finally, their prayer request was, after centuries, finally fulfilled in Jesus Christ. But if it wasn't for Mary saying, here I am, Lord, your handmaid, your servant, your will be done in my life, literally bringing the Christ into her body to then come forth into the world. Mary was the answer to the prayers of so many generations of Israelites, because she said, yes, use me the way you want me to be used. And then we had Christ and the embodiment, the visible fulfillment of what God's love is really like. Because even Jesus, we know, struggled, especially in the Garden of Gethsemane. Father, if this cup can pass me by, please, but not my will, but yours be done. It's not our will. It's the will of God. Are we going to say yes? Or are we going to say no because we're just too occupied with ourselves, little old me? And now, in conclusion, I just want to say, how about your prayers? Are your prayers going to be fulfilled? Not if someone else has said, no, I'm not going to be an answer to your prayer. I'm not going to allow God to work through me. Good luck. And now let us stand in prayer.